Welcome to Tzu Chi This Week. I'm Mary Lee. It's good to have you with us. Coming up in this week's top stories, in Haiti, rebuilding efforts for earthquake-resistant schools are in its final stages of acceptance tests and will soon be ready for students to attend class. We continue to bring you Global Buddha Day celebrations and join Tzu Chi volunteers in Lesotho, Zimbabwe, and South Africa. And in Sichuan, China, we meet Li Bing, an employee of Da'ai Technology who is fulfilling his filial duties by moving back to his hometown and spending time with his parents. We start today's show in Haiti, where Tzu Chi and the congregation of the Sisters of St. Anne held a celebration for the 3 earthquake-resistant schools that were rebuilt by the Buddhist NGO. For the celebration, students put on performances while teachers expressed their gratitude to Tzu Chi for giving their students a chance to study, free from worries and courage to dream big. Next, we get a behind-the-scenes look on the Tzu Chi's rebuilding project for the Congregation of the Sisters of St. Anne, which has finally been completed. On May 16th, architect Zheng Shui-Fu arrived at the College of Mary Ann for the final acceptance test. Zheng said the school was built beyond his expectations. Let's take a look.
Working hand in hand, wiping the floors, windows, and handrails, some of these students from the College of Mary Ann moved into the newly built classrooms 5 months ago. After a year and 4 months of hard work, Tzu Chi's rebuilding project for the Congregation of the Sisters of St. Anne is finally finished. Today, architect Zheng Shui-Fu is here at the College of Mary Ann for the final acceptance test.
This is the last time I will come here to check on the building. I don't have any criticism of this building because it has been built perfectly by the OECC.
I have to say honestly, in the name of my country, this is the first non-profit organization that has put so much love and money to do a major project like that. And I think this is an example that anyone else should follow if they really want to help the country.
Today is the first day that the 2 newly built slides have been ready for the students to play on. Seeing the slides, the students all happily wait for their turn to give them a try.
I didn't have it in the other school was, but now I have one now.
While we were reconstructing the school, I saw many students from College Mary Ann fighting over the slides with students from their neighboring school. The slides over there are very small, so I told them I would build 2 slides for them. They were very happy to see them today.
How can I describe my feelings? It is like seeing a baby grow into an adult. I don't know if this is the correct way to describe my feelings, but either way, I'm very happy that the school is established.
On May 17, Haitian time, Tzu Chi and the Congregation of the Sisters of St. Anne will be holding an inauguration ceremony for 3 schools that were rebuilt by the Buddhist NGO. This will also be Tzu Chi's first rebuilding project to finish since the 2010 Haitian earthquake.
In Canada, to celebrate Tzu Chi's tri-celebration of Mother's Day, Buddha Day, and Global Tzu Chi Day, Greater Vancouver Tzu Chi volunteers held a Buddha Day ceremony at the Tzu Chi Canada chapter, while their counterparts in Toronto also held a ceremony and a charity fair to celebrate this special occasion.
Following the Buddhist chanting, 72 Tzu Chens and commissioners solemnly walk into the Tzu Chi Canada chapter. The pouring rain does not affect the volunteers' determination to continue the ceremony.
I burst into tears. I think it is the compassion of the Buddha and Tzu Chi volunteers' gestures that touched my heart.
At the Tzu Chi Canada chapter, the Buddha Day ceremony is not only attended by Tzu Chi volunteers and community residents, but also Tzu Chi Academy students and their parents. Since it is also Mother's Day, many children offer a cup of tea to their parents to show their love. With her daughter by her side, 85-year-old Ling Yuying happily attends the Buddha Day ceremony. Although her family members are not around, 81-year-old Zhen Lexing is surrounded by Tzu Chi volunteers' love and care. On Canada's East Coast, Toronto Tzu Chi volunteers are holding a similar celebration at the Richmond Hill High School with more than 800 participants, including local government officials.
It really touched my heart, given the fact that, Tzu Chi, basically deal with compassion and forgiveness.
It is just as the Flower Garland Sutra says, we don't ask for personal blessings, but a world without disasters.
In addition to the Buddha Day ceremony, volunteers also hold a charity fair. The fair also includes the selling of vegetarian food, and Tzu Chi volunteer Ling Shou-ing says she's very thankful for everyone's help.
We saw many vegetarian dishes that were made by our volunteers. Everyone was very happy to help.
During the celebration, Tzu Ching also sees every opportunity to encourage other teenagers to join their ranks.
We need to encourage more youngsters to join this year's Tzu Chi summer camp and walk the Tzu Chi path.
At this moment, everyone repays the grace of the Buddha, their parents, and all humanity, as that is the best Mother's Day gift for their mothers.
We continue to bring you Buddha Day celebration reports from all around the globe, with the next report from the southern tip of South Africa, where volunteers in various cities held their observances to pay respects to the Enlightened One. In Lesotho, Tzu Chi volunteers managed to inspire 450 participants to pay the love forward by taking a bamboo coin bank home. In Zimbabwe, though it was the first Buddha Day ritual ever, some 3,000 residents showed up to take part. Local volunteers there also put on a sign language musical of the vow in action. Meanwhile, their counterparts in South Africa held separate celebrations in Ladysmith and Johannesburg, with thousands of students, local volunteers, and residents participating. Let's take a look.
Each of the guests arriving at the Buddha Day ceremony in Johannesburg receives warm greetings from Tzu Chi volunteers. Tzu Chi's preschool students, as well as local volunteers from Zimbabwe, Tembisa, and others, all seized the opportunity before the event to learn about Tzu Chi's recycling concepts. Tzu Chi volunteers also invites nearby residents and families to join the ceremony in hopes of gathering the love of many to pray for a world of peace. In Ladysmith, a city southeast of Johannesburg, despite the cold and wet weather, Tzu Chi volunteers continue with decorating the venue when the rain stops temporarily. Unwilling to see students from 7 elementary schools and 1 preschool stand in the rain, volunteers ask them to wait on the bus instead. Tzu Chi volunteers stand in the corridor in front of the classroom as they lead everyone in prayers. And when the rain stops, participants quickly carry out the Buddha Day rituals. As the ceremony is held only once a year, the youngsters are unfamiliar with the practice. The rain is said to be like Dharma water, cleansing the hearts of all 3,500 participants. Prior to the start of the first ever Buddha Day ceremony in Zimbabwe, students, parents and members of the public pour into the Rangu Elementary School grounds. Though limited in resources, volunteers nevertheless use whatever they can find to decorate the venue. Kindergarten students put their hands together and follow their teachers' instructions as they pay respects to the Enlightened One. Apart from observing the Buddha Day, local volunteers also put on the sign language musical of Vow in Action. Though the show is mostly performed by male volunteers overseas, here the female volunteers also take part in the performance. Through the service and sign language musical, volunteers and residents alike come together to give thanks to the Buddha, their parents and all living beings. The day before the annual Buddha Day observance, Lesotho Tzu Chi volunteers visit their care recipients with aid and invitation to the ceremony.
She's saying she's living nicely since she has been getting some support from Tzu Chi. So therefore she's so much thankful.
Come the day of the event, nearly 450 community residents put on their best outfits to pray for peace and harmony. Volunteers and residents take turns to introduce to the audience the many ways to reach out to those in need. Though this is a religious ceremony, participants are inspired to pay the love forward by taking a bamboo coin back home.
Moving to the United Kingdom, Tzu Chi volunteers performed a Buddha Day ceremony in Manchester, which included a sign language musical of Venerable Jianzhen's crossing the sea to bring Buddhism to Japan. Volunteers of different countries came together to delight the audience members.
The Buddhist chanting brought peace and calm to all attending the Buddha Day ceremony. To many native Britons, the performance was a completely new and moving spiritual experience. Tzu Chi volunteers' inspiring performance highlighted Venerable Master Jianzhen's courage and determination in the face of the difficult crossing. Claire, who has witnessed Tzu Chi volunteers' selfless work in homeless shelters, says she now understands how the organization brings hearts and minds together.
I was stimulated and I feel happy and energized from the event. I think it was successful and it was a great start. It's very inspiring work.
I was very moved by it. I was saying to Lydia, I'm shedding a few tears. It was very beautiful to watch. So I would hopefully next year bring more people with me.
However, rehearsals weren't easy. The troupe included volunteers from the UK, Germany, Jordan, Korea, and other countries. Nevertheless, the performance quickly came together as volunteers all worked toward a common goal.
Even though I didn't understand a single word of Mandarin, I was a bit doubtful at the beginning because everybody was all over the country and we had limited time. But everybody was dedicated and everybody tried very hard. And we did it and it's great.
The international volunteers work in unison to spread Tzu Chi's goodwill around the world.
Following the 2008 Sichuan earthquake in China, Tzu Chi's rebuilding efforts included temporary shelters, restoring homes, and job programs. With the establishment of a Dai Technology office in Shifang, the local economy seems to be recovering well. Let's take a look at one employee, Li Bing, and see how his life and the relationship between him and his parents have improved since taking the new job at Dai Technology, where out of 86 employees, 63 of them are local residents.
For Li Bing, it only takes 10 minutes to get home from work.
No, it never crossed my mind, but it's nice to live close to my parents. This is Sifang City. Dai Technology is around this area. There are many recycling stations as well, all around the city.
The young man started working when he was 19. At 22, he moved to Sichuan's Chengdu city for a better job. Though he made assistant chief and got married, he had no time for his wife, not to mention his parents.
At that time, I thought, how come after a certain age my parents have regressed to childish behavior, constantly fighting for my attention and asking me to come home to visit them? All holidays are coming up. Do you want to come back to see us?
Li did not pay attention to his parents until the 2008 Sichuan earthquake. Realizing a son's filial duty could not wait, Li Bing quit his job and moved home. But Li was used to city life, so the difference between his dreams and reality caused him a lot of worry, until the arrival of dye technology in Shifang.
I agree with Tzu Chi's ideas of putting your mind at ease, sheltering your body, and providing you with job opportunities. I hope Tzu Chi's relief program will bring blessings to our town residents.
Thanks to Tzu Chi, Li Bin can now work in his hometown. Though the pay is lower, he now has time for his family. There is also a sense of purpose that cannot be bought with money.
Last year, my father was hospitalized to undergo foot surgery, and I visited the hospital every day. I would carry him up and down the stairs when he needed me too. If I was still living in Chengdu, I wouldn't be able to look after him.
Aging parents with no one to look after them are a common worry of adult children in China because of China's one-child policy. Many children work in the city but worry about their parents back home. 31-year-old Li Bin has no such worries as he has made a choice that suits him.
Buddha Day, Mother's Day, and Global Tzu Chi Day are all celebrated in unison on May 12th by Tzu Chi volunteers worldwide. In Japan, students of the Mandarin class at the Tzu Chi Japan chapter took the opportunity to express their gratitude to their parents. Meanwhile, in Singapore, a large-scale Buddha Day ceremony took place at the Bedok Stadium with some 8,000 participants, including representatives from Singapore's religious groups. But first, we go to Vietnam to join the celebration at the Taiwanese school in Ho Chi Minh City.
Tzu Chi volunteer She Pei Ling is here with her stroke-stricken husband to pay homage to the Buddha, and together they vow to walk the Tzu Chi path.
I will do Tzu Chi till my last breath. I want to become a true Tzu Chi volunteer.
The Tzu Chi Buddha Day ceremony at the Taiwan School in Ho Chi Minh City draws 240 attendees. Ling Xianjun brings his son along in hopes of improving their relationship.
After getting to know Tzu Chi, I hope my son can actualize Tzu Chi's spirit and be blessed and peaceful always.
To ensure the event's success, Tzu Chi volunteers were already at the school before sunrise, cleaning and preparing the premises so that all participants may be able to experience Dharma joy.
I hope that all Tzu Chi volunteers and all humanity can come together to fulfill the Buddha's teachings on this profound day.
Meanwhile, here at the Buddha Day ceremony in Singapore, close to 8,000 volunteers and members of the public gather at the Bedok Stadium to pray for the world.
The government and the community organizations are working hand in hand with the people. I believe this will continue to uphold solidarity and unity within the country.
People of different faith, language, and ethnicity coming together to pray for the peace and harmony of our world. It is truly great.
Crossing the boundaries of faith and religions, representatives of Singapore's 10 religions have been a part of the event for 2 consecutive years now.
Congratulate Tzu Chi Foundation for taking the lead into embracing all the different faiths in Singapore, especially in today's event of the interfaith. And it is very encouraging, and I hope...
Holding the lamp of the heart in hand, with piety and sincerity, all pray for a world free of calamities. At the Tzu Chi Japan chapter, guided by volunteers, participants respectfully pay homage to the Buddha. In order to accommodate the large turnout, the 2nd and 3rd floors are also utilized. As Mother's Day falls on the same day as Buddha Day, the Mandarin class students also express their appreciation to their mothers. Presenting their handmade cards with a hug lights up each parent's face with a smile. The students gave their parents cards to show their appreciation. I haven't seen such activity happen here in Japan before, so I'm very happy to have the opportunity to be a part of today's event.
Through the celebration of Buddha Day and Mother's Day, students have nurtured a heart of gratitude.
In Myanmar, Tzu Chi volunteers held their Buddha Day ceremony at the Mayagal No. 1 High School. This year, the event was attended by Dharma masters, shamanaris, and also many local residents. Having received Tzu Chi's help during Cyclone Nargis in 2008, many students and teachers were inspired to reciprocate their love and donate the savings from the bamboo coin banks to Tzu Chi.
Some 370 shamanaris from 2 different monasteries in Myanmar enter in an orderly fashion. Dharma masters, teachers, students, workers and people from all walks of life also attend. In total, some 3,000 people take part in Tzu Chi's Buddha Day ceremony. The event is also in celebration of Mother's Day, and many arrive with their mothers, including this shamanera and his mom. I feel that my body and mind have been cleansed. This is a very solemn occasion, and I am grateful to Tzu Chi for spreading Buddhism in Myanmar. Prior to the ceremony, volunteers first explained the significance of the Buddha Day rituals to participants, and many are inspired by what they learn. I now realize the greatness of Buddha, and I pray for more followers to do good and devote themselves to serving humanity life after life. The event is taking place at the Mayagal No. 1 High School, rebuilt by Tzu Chi in the aftermath of Cyclone Nargis in 2008. Many participants also paid their love forward by donating to Tzu Chi. The school is not only the largest high school in Myanmar, but the largest in Southeast Asia. So I feel proud and am grateful to Tzu Chi for helping us with the rebuilding efforts. I made a contribution because I want to help others where I can. I'm not young anymore, so I don't have much time left. Before my life is over, I would like to help more people in need, so I'm really happy. Volunteers went door to door to invite people to join in the celebration, and their sincerity paid off as many local residents arrived to attend the Buddha Day event.
At the end of the show, we head over to the Philippines, where Tzu Chi volunteers helped out at the Greater Manila's election grounds by setting up recycling points. Over 1,000 local residents also joined the effort to keep the ground clean from litter. We will leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. See you next week.